fire is raging across China, but all related information is extremely little. Why does the Chinese Communist Party have to cover it? Welcome, China Reporter, and in this video today, we will explore all aspects of this matter. In a startling revelation that has sent shock waves across the globe, it has come to light that over the span of just 2 weeks, China has experienced over 200 consecutive fires. What's even more alarming is the accusation that the Chinese Communist Party has intentionally concealed the extent of this crisis from the world. This is Guizhou, a province of China that has been the focus of attention over the past 2 weeks with massive wildfires. Half of the province was engulfed in flames. The fires even spread to residential areas. The consequences of these fires have been devastating, resulting in loss of life, injuries, damage to infrastructure, and economic losses. Firefighters and emergency responders have been working tirelessly to extinguish fires, rescue trapped individuals, and provide medical assistance to those in need. However, the sheer number and frequency of these incidents have strained the resources and capabilities of the emergency services. According to the reports of the Guangzhou Provincial People Committee, during the time from February 10th to February 21st, there were a total of 221 forest fires. Among them, 11 forest fires killed the lives of 2 people. The local authorities mobilized 730 teams, including the armed police, fire departments, professional rescuers, and social rescue forces, deploying 9,200 personnel and nearly 40,000 pieces of equipment to tackle the multiple blazes. Rescue efforts have been complicated by the province's karst landforms, steep mountain slopes, and complex terrain, making the battle against forest fires and the restoration of damaged vegetation particularly challenging. Since February 10th, more than 8 counties and villages have reported wildfire incidents. Most recently, a local secondary school in Shifeng County evacuated students Tuesday night as a fire near the campus on Tuanyuan Mountain spread rapidly. Since February 10th, more than 8 counties and villages have reported wildfire incidents. Many schools in the affected area are forced to close. Most recently, a local secondary school in Shifeng County evacuated students Tuesday night as a fire near the campus on Tuanyuan Mountain spread rapidly. A staff was extremely panicked. The forest fire was on the other side of the mountain, so we couldn't see it at first. When we saw that the fire was quickly approaching the top of the mountain, we immediately evacuated the students. On Weibo, there was a video recording of the scene of the evacuation. A citizen shared his feelings on this horrifying night. I immediately wake up at 2 a.m. when looking through the window of my house. I'm so scared of what I'm seeing. The forest right in front of my house is engulfed in flames. I rush into my room and wake my wife and son up. We only have time to bring some important items and run out of the house to this place. The causes of these fires vary, ranging from industrial accidents and electrical malfunctions to natural disasters and human negligence. Especially, the Chinese New Year began recently. Burning paper money, releasing lanterns, and lighting fireworks were the customs of Chinese people. It may logically spark a wildfire. Police authorities in Guiyang have revealed details about the fire in recent days. Of these cases, 3 were caused by suspects during their visit to the mausoleum, and 2 were caused by unextinguished cigarette butts. Some fires lasted for several days before being extinguished, killing 2 people and affecting hundreds of forest areas. Police in southwest China's Guizhou province arrested 10 people for illegally using fire in the mountains and causing 8 forest fires that killed 2 firefighters. In another case, Kaiyang District Police informed a man went to sweep graves in the local mountains on February 18th and caused a forest fire in an area of nearly 7 hectares. This man has been detained in criminal detention according to the provisions of the law. In recent days, the weather in China, especially in Guangzhou, recorded consecutive high records, along with sparse rain. These factors contributed to the possibility of wildfires. Days of warm weather with limited rainfall resulted in dry air, meaning once a fire started, it spread quickly and was difficult to control. Wildfires caused serious damage. Even half of Guangzhou province was engulfed in flames. However, according to the typical Chinese Communist Party style, they still had to cover it up. The local government didn't announce any information to the public or issue a warning condition for the province at risk of fire spreading. Only after having people died, it just gave an unclear notice. The delay led to heavy criticism from the Chinese people, with many questioning whether the authorities were trying to cover up the truth. Why were they trying to cover it up? It is a truth that during this same time, a number of large fires also occurred in some residential areas in big Chinese cities. One of the most serious incidents was a massive apartment fire in the city of Nanjing. That's in the Jiangsu province. The Inferno, which erupted in the early hours of February 23rd, has left a community in mourning, with at least 15 lives tragically lost and numerous others injured. The fire, which broke out in a densely populated neighborhood, spread rapidly through a cluster of residential buildings, fueled by strong winds and exacerbated by the presence of combustible materials. Eyewitnesses reported scenes of chaos and panic as residents frantically attempted to flee the advancing flames, their efforts hampered by the intensity of the blaze. The fire was extinguished at 6 a.m. the same day, about an hour after discovery, and search and rescue work ended at 2 p.m. on the same day. The 30-plus story building in Nanjing includes about 400 apartments and is one of 6 buildings of the same size in a government-backed residential complex built in 2013 in downtown Nanjing. Like the other 5 buildings in the same neighborhood, the building's solid floor area has no walls and is a public space that can be turned into a place to store electric bicycles and motorbikes, with the installation of an electric bicycle charger. According to preliminary investigations by local authorities, the fire is suspected to have originated from an electric bicycle that malfunctioned or caught fire while being charged in a residential unit. Tragically, the fire claimed the lives of at least 15 individuals, including men, women, and children, whose untimely deaths have sent shockwaves through the community. In addition to the loss of life, the fire wrought extensive damage to the residential buildings, leaving behind scenes of devastation and despair. Homes were reduced to charred rubble, belongings were destroyed, and livelihoods were shattered in the wake of the blaze. The impact of the tragedy will be felt for years to come as families grapple with the profound loss and struggle to rebuild their lives. State regulations prohibit charging electric bicycles and batteries, or even parking electric bicycles in buildings, whether residential or office. However, builders and property managers still turn the ground floors of these apartment complexes into places to park and charge electric bicycles. Just because the ground floor doesn't have an outside wall doesn't mean it doesn't belong to the building. To some extent, such an arrangement is even more dangerous because it puts all residents living directly above at risk. The spacious space and wall-less structure of the ground floor only acted as an air blower to fan the flames and blow deadly smoke into the corridors and pipes on the upper floor. That is an important reason why a fire can quickly spread from the ground floor to the top floor of the building. It turns out that China's electric vehicle is the cause of this problem. As everyone knows, China's electric vehicles are known to be a bit explodey. This incident is just a random video of Chinese electric bikes exploding. There are also conjectures that when the authorities claim that human action caused the fires in Guizhou, they may be referring to electric vehicles. Why then are electric vehicles in China taking off everywhere? You might be surprised to learn that the Chinese Communist Party is at fault. It is mainly due to the policy of the Communist Party on electric vehicles. The safety issue of Chinese electric cars is truly a problem that needs to be solved. Electric vehicles in China are also known as new energy vehicles. They tend to spontaneously combust or explode due to their immature technology. You can often find videos about Chinese electric cars on social media, as illustrated by the previous 2 video clips. This highlights persistent safety concerns about them catching fire or exploding with Chinese electric vehicles that have yet to be resolved. These cases occur alarmingly often, with new cases of spontaneous combustion reported almost every month, just like regular traffic accidents. Chinese media reported as many as 86 electric vehicle fires in the past 2 years, an average of 1 per week. However, in the first quarter of 2023, 640 electric cars caught fire. an increase of 32% over the same period last year, equivalent to an average of 7 electric cars per day catching fire, according to the latest data released by the Fire Department. China Fire and Rescue Ministry under the Ministry of Emergency Management announced on April 3rd last year. Whether it is the international giant Tesla, the domestic giant BYD, or traditional vehicle manufacturers such as GAC and BIC, none of them escaped the burning fate. Among the 86 reported fire accidents, BYD came in first with the most fire accidents, 11 involving the E5, E2, Tang, and Qin. Tesla had 5 fire accidents involving the Model 3 and Model S. The fires that left the biggest consequences were related to Tesla electric cars. Reports of Tesla vehicles catching fire have surfaced repeatedly in the country. On the 8th of August 2023, a concerning incident unfolded in Chengdu, Sichuan Province, China, as a Tesla Model S was involved in a collision, resulting in a fiery explosion mere moments after impact. The accident occurred on a viaduct where the Tesla Model S collided with a road pile at a fork. The collision triggered an immediate explosion, followed by a series of subsequent outbreaks. As recounted by witnesses, the incident was marked by the combustion intensity and the forceful sound of the explosions, which sent debris scattering in the vicinity. The driver of this Tesla failed to leave the detonated car after the accident. The violent nature of the explosion led to injury for individuals near the accident site, primarily due to the force of the blast and the ensuing high temperatures. Reports of Tesla vehicles catching fire have surfaced repeatedly in the country. About the causes of these incidents from the police investigation, among the 86 reported fire accidents, the 4 main types of fire accidents were fire while charging, fire while driving, fire while parked, and fire after a collision. Among those 4 types of fire accidents, excluding 7 accidents with unknown causes, 31 occurred while parked, 22 occurred during charging, including fires at charging piles, 20 occurred during driving, and 6 occurred after collision with other objects. 37 of fire accidents occurred in a static state, and 28 of fire accidents occurred in a charging state, according to the Beijing Institute of Technology. Deng Shuqi, Secretary General of the China Passenger Car Association, said that when the car chassis is in a collision, the cells in the battery pack are squeezed or punctured. Then a short circuit occurs in other components. Gradually, the internal temperature of the battery rises to a thermal runaway, causing a fire. Consecutive electric vehicle explosions in China have made people worried and lose confidence in using this type of vehicle. It is evident that the overall market trend has shown a noticeable downturn. Not only have electric vehicle sales experienced a significant slowdown, the overall automobile sales volume has also seen a considerable decline, according to the China Passenger Car Association, from January to November 2023. Apart from BYD, 4 other Chinese manufacturers in the top 10 have seen a drop in sales year over year: Volkswagen, GAC Toyota, General Motors, and Great Wall Motor. The remaining 5 automakers have seen minimal growth, with some nearly maintaining sales levels similar to the previous year. According to reports, 5.9 million electric cars had been sold in China by the end of the third quarter, falling 30% short of the total number of targets. This indicates that Chinese customers are becoming less affluent. It signals the precursor to a downturn in the automotive industry next year. The prospects of the Chinese auto industry, especially new energy vehicles, seem to be inconsistent between quality and price. Electric vehicles are one of China's proud new energy industries, along with lithium batteries and solar power, all referred to as the 3 new emerging industries. However, China's new energy industry is also facing international scrutiny and sanctions due to the industry's long-term reliance on the CCP for financial support and extensive subsidiaries and the practice of forcibly reducing product prices. The risk of Chinese electric vehicles still exists, and there is also no signal show that wildfires in China will come to an end. The Chinese Communist Party only cares for its benefit and ignores all other problems that citizens are facing. Sooner or later, China will be destroyed in the hand of the CCP.